So I haven't made one of these in a long time. I still owe national footage and I will do that. I'm just going to do this video first. My next competition is Pro League qualifiers in Baltimore in January. Um, so I'm going to just show some footage from this last week's worth of training, not all of it, just a little bit, and talk about why I'm doing certain things and how I'm training for the events that are coming up. So, as usual, the first event is a pressing event, and this event is specifically an axle press medley. So, the first press for my weight class will be 220 clean and press for 1 rep. You will move up to the second bar, which is 240 for 1 rep. And then the last rep is 260 for as many reps as possible, but only one clean, so press away. So weights are fairly manageable for me, especially the first two. This 260 kind of made me look like a fool, but honestly, I had a really bad lifting day this day. Lots of excuses, sore, tired, it was cold, blah, 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 the usual. But other weeks, this medley has looked really good. I did so bad in that first one. I did 4 reps of 260 that I decided to run it back. And as you can see, it's just honestly not my day, as I can't even clean the 260 pounds. Fed up with my poor performance on the press, I decided to do some seated press. My lower back was sore, and I thought this would be a good variation to get some more pressing in. So that was 185. Here is 225. I'm probably a little too vertical. Probably have to set this back one more. I probably also won't be something that I practice very often, so it's not a big deal. Here's 250, and the hardest part was just keeping it centered. I think I'm used to being able to lean back on a standing press. This is just something fun that I'm doing. I'm going to add 5 pounds to yoke press and do it daily and see where I fail. Not really training for anything, just kind of for fun. The second event at the competition is a deadlift event, so here's me warming up with 500 pounds. The deadlift event is a front loaded basket deadlift, so basically that means you do a rep and then they toss in more weight. Here's 550 for a set of 3. And I'm training for that by doing some heavy deadlifts, as you can see here, but also then reducing the range of motion and doing deadlifts for reps. So here was a set of 405 for 12. I did this for 2 sets after all my heavy sets. Excited for this. It's usually set up as a car deadlift. I like car deadlifts. They're just fun. People are always talking about how you pick up cars in strongman, and they think it's such a huge feat. So yeah, excited to train for this one. Excited to do this one. Not super excited for the high rep deadlifts, as you can see me cry a little bit there. So farmers, there is a farmers event. It's a fairly manageable weight, 550 pounds as a frame. Here is what 550 pounds looks like for me. It's not too bad, but it is also very cold and it hurts my hands a lot. The yoke is going to be 700 pounds for 30 feet into a sandbag carry, and then you put the sandbag up over the yoke. The sandbag will be 240 pounds. Right now, I'm nursing a bicep strain and also trying to knock down the power lines to my neighborhood. So I didn't do any didn't do any sandbag carries. I was doing sandbag throws, but that is okay because that is one of the events at the Arnold's, and that is a spoiler to tell you how well I did at Nationals because I will also be competing at the Arnold's. So yeah, sandbag throw for height will be an event, and that's kind of cool because I did fairly well at that at Nationals, and it's pretty easy to add to your training without taking a lot out of you. Also, some jumps. Don't skip your jumps and throws, everyone. Here is another Arnold's event. It's not actually a yoke squat. It's just going to be basically a hack squat. It's a lever squat, but the important thing is the weight starts at the bottom, which is a lot different than taking a bar out of a squat rack and getting a stretch reflex by going down first. Um, so it does take a lot of effort to move the yoke on the first rep. And I don't know what the weights will be. I know this isn't a perfect representation of doing a lever squat, but I do think it will be important to do some bottom ups. Could also do pin squats if I had, a rack that could handle that. So work up to a set of 3 of 500. It was fairly heavy. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and watch me hit.